I was actively involved in the student activities, the selective buying campaign, and in an effort to collect signatures on a petition asking the city commission to rescind the city segregation ordinances. I showed up at school. I had to go to summer school because I had missed the first quarter. I was at Morehouse at the time, so I had to go to summer school. And in June of '62, I showed up for classes, and there was a group of students standing around talking about going down to the city commission meeting to present this petition, which I guess there were between 8,000 and 9,000 signatures on it, asking the city commission to rescind the segregation ordinances. And I went along. The group had planned to have the incoming president of the Student Government Association to present the petition to the city commission, but somehow at City Hall, he got a little weak knee. And I was drafted to present the petition. The commission was dominated by the infamous Eugene Clemon, who was not happy when I presented the petition, and he inquired further and discovered that I was an outside agitator, namely that I didn't live in the city limits of Birmingham, but in Westfield, and he required me to sit down, and the petition was ultimately presented, and he then ordered the policeman to escort us off the third floor and directed me not to be in town by sundown, and I was not in town by sundown.
What were your impressions of Connor?
Well, I thought him to be a colossal bully who was firmly in charge of Birmingham city politics. And there was no question but that the Birmingham police officers acted at his command, and he was very much in charge, and he was not about to listen to any effort to remove Birmingham signs of segregation.
You also took part in the city in this building.
Yes, in the '63 demonstrations, I
remember this one.
Yes, I do. I was a very active participant, marched several times. One occasion, my group was assigned to test the white water fountains at the Pazitz department store, and I went up to a water fountain designated white, and bent over to take a drink, and a floor walker, we now call them security guards, came up and put a gun to my side and marched me out of the store. Another time, my little posse, the girls who rode with me to school, came downtown and went over to 16th Street Baptist Church, and Andy Young directed the three of us with an adult, Dean Drew, to come over and desegregate the Birmingham Public Library. We did. We sat at one of the tables, fully expecting to be arrested at any time. Dean was sitting at an adjacent table. Fortunately for us, Dean looked like a white woman. She was from Philadelphia, had moved to Alabama back in the early 50s, but she had spoke with a northern dialect and looked white, and I assumed the Birmingham police officers who, unbeknownst to us, were surveilling us, thought that she was a white woman, and they didn't arrest us because she was with us. We spent about an hour in the library that day, and without incident got up and left. The next day, a group that was unquestionably totally black, led by Shelley Millender, another student leader, came down to the library, and they were all promptly taken to jail.
In 1974, I believe,
Yeah.
and one of the first African Americans since Reconstruction was serving on the legislature. How did you come to that decision? Who encouraged you to?
Well, since age 13, I wanted to be a civil rights lawyer. And I followed through after graduating from Miles. I went to law school at Columbia in New York, where a number of the professors there were involved in civil rights activity. In fact, Jack Greenberg, successor to Thurgood Marshall at the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, was a graduate of Columbia Law School, and so was Constance Baker Bodley and Bob Carter, who were at the very core of the litigation in Brown versus Bowen. And a number of the professors at Columbia worked on the case with them. And so I wanted to go to Columbia, applied only to that law school, and went there and got a job with the NAACP Legal Defense Fund my second year it was a part-time position. But there I started actually working on cases in New York against companies and school boards in Alabama, some of which I later worked on as a lawyer. And so when I graduated from law school in '68 and came back to Birmingham, I started doing what I had always wanted to do, and that is practicing civil rights law. In 1973, after my mother died, and I was going through some changes about what I should do in terms of whether to remain here or go back to New York or whatever. Somehow the political bug bit me, and I ran for the Birmingham City Council in 1973. There were 3 vacancies, and I came in 4th place. But before the guy who came in 3rd place could be sworn in, he died. And so there was a hue and cry from the black community to install me in that position. Well, the city council thought otherwise and installed someone else. And about the same time as that decision was made, the lawsuit seeking the reapportionment of the Alabama legislature came to fruition, and 2 majority black Senate districts were created in Birmingham. And I announced that I would run for one of them, and had virtually no opposition, and became one of the first 2 blacks elected to the Alabama Senate since Reconstruction. That was in 1974.